Hello friends, welcome to BISP Solution. My name is Lokesh Gandhi and today we are going to talk about the priority of work order based on the material availability in our Oracle Fusion Supply Chain Management manufacturing application. When we work in manufacturing organization, we must ensure that all the materials are available to execute a work order prior to its release to the shop floor. As a production supervisor, we can use the material availability workbench to configure rules to prioritize the list of work order, and we can also assess the material availability for those priority work order, right? So the material availability workbench provides a tool in which you can create some rules that will be help you to manage the shortage. So this is the flow diagram of the material availability workbench, right? So first we we have to configure the material availability rules in our application, right? Now we have to initiate background process. Background process means that calculate the material availability. So inventory in our inventory we have to uh, maintain the on and quantity of the material, right? So using the calculate material availability task, we calculate the on and quantity in our inventory organization. Now we can prioritize work order and we can also assign the material, right? We have two options. Either we adjust the material assignment or we can release the material to the shop floor, right? So let's move on to the application and we'll see how to create the availability rules and how to calculate the material availability and how we can release the material to the shop floor in our Oracle Fusion manufacturing application, right? So this is our application and we are on the work execution page, right? So let's click on this task list and click on this material availability rules. So we are going to create and you can see on the material availability rules page, we can create the material availability assignment priority. You can see over here, or we can create the inclusion criteria and also we can force assignment criteria based on the certain business attribute like the item, customer, work order, plan start, or ship dates, right? So the most common setups. So most common setup in our application, the high value item, you can see over here, the high value item, the high priority customer, and the start date. We have already defined our application. You can see over here, this is our item and this is item attribute value. You can change as per your requirement by search option. But right now we have already selected this value, this item, right? And this is our high priority customer. We have already selected over here. And this is our start date. And we can also assign this we can also short this order by ascending or descending, right? So this is our work order assignment priority. And you can see over here, this is our rule sequence. So the lower the integer for the rule sequence means the higher the priority for the attribute to identify the work order for that material priority, right? You can also do the shorting for this rule sequence over here, this this attribute over here, right? So this is work order assignment priority. And let's click on the inclusion criteria. So this inclusion criteria tab allow you to define the work order and the material inclusion criteria. You can decide the work order date and you can see the time fence for the work order and the work order status, work order type, and the work order subtype, right? So under the inclusion criteria, you can define all the work order information over here, right? So if we specify the time fence for 24 hours, 48 hours for the planned start date, so this will include all the open work order which are planned to start within the next 48 hours, 24 hours as you define over here, right? And you can eligible work order status you can see over here, like released, unreleased, hold, completed, you can define over here, right? And we have also the subtype over here and the component supply type. You can define from which your component are supplying, from push, operation pool, assembly pool, right? You can define over here. And you can define also the built-in work in process item, either your item are in the work in process or not, right? And you can define the excluded component from this item, you can define over here, right? And let's click on the force assignment. So under the force assignment criteria, it's allow you to define the force criteria assignment, right? And this allow you to restrict the taking the material manually, right? You can see, you can define the attribute and attribute value over here for the forced assignment criteria, right? So let's click on this save and close, right? Let's click on the task list again and click on this material availability assignment, right? So you can see over here, we have the work order here. And as we did not create any work order in our application, that's why our work order is not displayed over here. You can see, and hence we create any work order, it will display over here. But right now we are going with the system CD data, right? So you can see this is work order, this is item, and this quantity, and we can see the assignment priority. You can see over here, and this is material availability, right? So once we calculate the material availability, you can see the sign of this material availability over here, right? Right, and we have one more option, that is material reassign, right? So once you run everything, you can reassign the available material to the work order based on the priority in our application, in our work order, right? So this is our assignment priority, and this is material available, and this is material reassignment over here, right? And one option we have, this is shortage. So how we can see, so let's click on this assignment detail, right? So under the assignment details, we can see over here this shortage, the shortage availability in our work order, material quantity. You can see the shortage availability in our work order, right? Let's close. And we can also change the status. You can see the status. This is the status of this work order. You can change by click on this action, mass action task, and you can change. You can, let's select over here. This is our work order and this is status. You can change by click this release, unrelease, hold and cancel as per your requirement over here, right? Now we can calculate the material availability. So let's click on this calculate material availability tab, and you can see your process ID was submitted. So you can see this process ID in our schedule process. So let's see, let's copy this and paste it in our notepad, and we'll see one process. So let's click on this navigator, Go to the tools, go to the schedule processes, and you can see the calculate material availability task gets succeeded over here, and you can match the process ID 5135382, right? You can match by this process ID over here, right? So this is how you can configure the material availability workbench in our Oracle Fusion Supply Chain Management manufacturing application. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you so much.